Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to our Let's Play of Transport Fever 2 on the Megalomaniac map. We are playing with the planning committee and we are building this with your guys' help as we go along. Firstly, I would just like to thank all those who took part in the planning committee. Guys like Genesis, Dr. Kevin, Astral Descent, Sunculp, Panther Dubs, Sainsbury Van, Abas Fan, Maluch, and John. Thank you so much for your contributions. It's absolutely awesome to get all your inputs and have that guide me in the way we go forward. If you would like this series to continue, please smash that like button right now and get involved in the planning committee as we go forward. So what are we going to do? What did the planning committee decide? Or what did I decide based on what the planning committee discussed? Well, basically, I think the first thing is we need to optimize this line. There's a lot of passengers on the existing passenger line. So I think adding an additional train to this one line, doubling it up with some passing loops somewhere along the way is going to be exactly the right thing for us to really maximize that income. Our income is really starting to grow based on this little one train that we've got running over here. If we look at those finances, look at those numbers, but it seems like they are dropping down a little bit, but we had very good numbers here, 4 million in 1 year. So we're slowly starting to see that improve. Well, it's actually degrading a little bit. So let's see if we can't maximize our income there. The next thing we're going to focus on then is we're going to start improving the towns to make sure that we are dropping off the goods at all the right places. Everybody's getting it, and we want to connect our public transport a little bit better. As you can see out here, we've got more people waiting than should be waiting, and there's probably sections here, but maybe new parts of the town that we're not actually collecting people from, and we need to close off some of these roads so that the town kind of expands in the way we want it to expand. I'm not going to build massive road networks out here where there's nothing, but where we need to close things out and just see that we get some proper roads going on in here. Probably a good thing, because already we've got a little problem over here. This grid can't be completed due to what's going on over here, so we need to see how we deal with those kind of things. And then we would like to look at connecting an additional good. There's also some optimization that can happen with this line over here. I'm really keen on then connecting an additional good. Maybe fuel over here is a good one. Both of these can use fuel. It might also be a good thing to do. Yeah, both of them can use fuel. It might also be good to get the construction materials out all the way over here, maybe using the same train. I don't know if there's something like that we could potentially work on. I'm not too sure whether we can pick up at the same location. Maybe if we add a cargo platform, we can do a double pickup. I'm not too sure. We'll have to have a look, maybe test that out a little bit. And only then will we be moving to extend the line to somewhere else. Okay, so that's basically the consensus with the planning committee, like that. Okay, one of the other things we talked about in the last episode was a line naming convention. Okay, so at the moment, this is just like Thornbeck's passengers. And I've got a pretty good kind of consensus of stuff that came in, a lot of comments on how to do it. And I think the one that I'm going to go with is a little bit of an adaptation of what a lot of people said, but we're going to put brackets. Okay, let's quickly do that. I'll put it up on the screen what the consensus will look like. So we'll put it up there, but it's going to be a bracket, then it's going to be the way of travel, basically the traveled way, in this case it is on track. Then it's going to be the town, and I'm using a 3-letter town code, and this is going to change. I'll tell you in a minute why. And then the type of kind of good that we're traveling. So it will be type of goods or whether it's passengers, and that's going to be, and I hope that will actually give us a pretty good idea of what's going on. This is something traveling on a track between Thornbury and Bexhill on Sea. Is that what it is? I can't remember. Anyway, we'll change that now. And this is going to be a passenger line. So that's basically the kind of way that we're going to do it. So thank you so much for John for that, and Dr. Kevin for expanding on that a little bit as well. I think that's going to be the way we're going to use it. Hopefully that helps us a lot. Okay, now The other thing we discussed as part of the planning committee is changing town names and actually establishing our headquarters. I had a few suggestions. One that I liked quite a lot for our kind of main HQ is going to be Chaos Grad over here. And yeah, it feels like it should actually be part of our workers and resources playthrough. But anyway, I like it. We're going to deal with it like that. And I'm kind of wondering whether I should give it its 3-letter code as well. Oops. Chaos Grad. Can't spell it. Chaos Grad, and give it its 3-letter code here, which will be a letter at the front, one in the middle, and one at the end. So something like CGD maybe. Yeah, I think, or CSD. No, CGD. CGD is going to be the code for that one. And then I'm going to do a bit of a mix and match of city and town names, depending on what you guys say in the comments. So Bexhill on C is going to be changed. I'm just going to rename that to one of our big contributors in the planning committee. So this town is going to be called Genesis, which I think is kind of cool. It'll be a mix and match. They won't all be like contributor names. They will also be, kind of witty names and stuff like that. It all depends on what you put in the comments. So if you want to get involved, please put some comments in there about what our next town should be called. And Genesis's 3 code will be, let's say GNS. I think GNS is going to be great. Okay, there we go. So GNS and CGD over there. And then we can rename that train again, of course, because this is, not the train, the line. Then we can rename the line again, of course. And this will be CGD to what did we just call it? Now, oh, yeah, there it is. GNS. Okay, GNS. There we go. CGD to GNS, just like that. But what does this mean? This is our station. Our station has got a funny name as well. So we're definitely going to call the station Genesis Station. Yeah, passenger station, Genesis passenger station, something like that. There we go. Similarly, we probably need to do something very much like that over here. This is called Thornbury at the moment, but it'll be Chaos Grad. I'm thinking maybe station, because we may actually put the same stuff together there. We might put the cargo in there as well. Okay, so that was basically the starting point. Now let's see about optimizing this line a little bit. We will need, and I can let it run so we can get the money while we plan that out. Okay, so if we go, so the way I tend to do this is I check what is roughly the middle, and I'm definitely not doubling up the bridge at this point. But roughly the middle will be somewhere over here. It might actually include a little section of the bridge, which could be a little bit unfortunate. But what we'll do is, as soon as we get out of the bridge, down from the bridge over here, we will go and double that up. So let me grab a little bit of track. We'll use catenary so that we're ready for any of the future lines, future trains. Sorry, electric trains. Okay, so we are joining on that side, which is fine. I like it. I think that's pretty decent. Well, if we can switch over from time to time as well. So let's give ourselves a little nice section like that. Okay, that should be long enough. And then let's give us a good, 80 kilometers an hour tie-in like that should be pretty decent over here. Let's give it a little bit more, but I think this is going to be too far away from the center to really count or matter that much. We'll go with 80 kilometers an hour as our connection over there again. Okay, now let's quickly put in our very first rail signals over here. And we're going to do right-hand drive. So we'll put in one over there. And I need to just double check so that I don't get confused. Signals work a little bit differently here from workers in the resources. I believe I only need those. We don't need to close the block on the other side as also. Okay, so there we go. They are, what? One way, no? Really? They seem to be one way. Anyway, does not matter. We'll see if that works. So we'll continue that. Let's speed it along. I just want to see that the train actually sticks to the right side that it needs to go to. Our money is awesome, by the way. And I hope that train continues to give us good money. So this is a very good way for us to optimize this by adding a second train to it without us necessarily having to double track the entire section, and especially pay for this bridge twice, which will happen later on. But at the moment, we can save money by not doing that. The train should still be full all the time, running at 100 kilometers an hour. So it's only a very little, small little slowdown as it uses the bypass loop. Okay, so it should stick to the right-hand side, and then on the way back, it should go again on the right-hand side in terms of traveled way. Go to the upper track there. Okay, awesome. Is that going to work? Wow, look how many people are here. Okay, let's start thinking about our next train. So let's buy a vehicle. We're currently running this one that's 100 kph. We are using a color like this. I hope that's the same color. So we can go ahead and add it there. Ooh, it's quite pricey actually. And then we need the 100 kilometer an hour compartment cars. We'll go with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that it goes mediocre. So, and look at that. That is pretty pricey stuff there, guys. I can add a little bit of a loan there just to make sure we can get this one. I think that's probably the right thing for us to do. Okay, let's just close that out for now. See where this train is. I just want to double check that our track is actually working here before we get too carried away. And to be honest, I'll pause it while he's on here so that we can get the other one out. Okay, yes, it is in fact working. Now, let's go back. We'll buy that vehicle. We obviously lost it there for a minute. Okay, so let's go back to that. We'll add it. We didn't take out the loan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a good speed there. Probably do a little bit better than that, but still doesn't matter. How's our budget? We're going really well at the moment, so it shouldn't be a problem. So let's borrow. We need at least up to 8 million. Okay, there we go. So we've got an 18 million loan. I really need to start paying off these loans. With that in mind, let's go ahead and buy that vehicle. 70 is not a lot of capacity, but I don't want it to be slowing down. I want it to be moved more and more. Okay, let's do that. Get the other guy in place. We will move train 2 onto the line Chaosgrad to Genesis. And there we go. Now, the question is, where is it heading to? I just want to check it. Oh, it's not moving. Ooh, it's not moving out. Actually, let's, is it waiting for a free path? Yes, so it is trying to go to Genesis Passenger Station. Can I actually get it to go to Chaosgrad instead? Set line, reverse. Okay, reverse. Ooh, okay. So, what we're going to do, let's grab a couple of these. You should be able to do that, right? It's not one way or anything like that. Do we? That's a little weak. I'm a little bit confused by it at the moment. So we have to get it onto this, and then we'll turn it around. Okay, so we'll get it here. It's going to take a little bit of a slowdown. Okay, let's get it onto the track. We'll do that, and then we'll say, buddies, please reverse and go to Chaosgrad Station instead. Thank you. Excellent. That's going to be good. It's going to have a little bit of a delay over here, but that should be fine. Okay, now we're in big trouble with the money, so hopefully we can get these trains. This one should get here and give us a lot of cash as it arrives. Excellent. Good. That's getting us the right kind of numbers there. This guy, oh, it's actually turning around at approximately the same time. Yes, so that should try and get us in the middle at about the right spot there. I do think they can go, it's not a one-way, it's not specifically a one-way signal. Why is it called Chaos Grad Signal 2? And this one? Chaos Grad Signal 1, and this one is called Genesis Signal 1. Excellent. So that kind of gives us an idea that this is really very close to the middle. Oh my goodness, it's going to work so well. I don't think this guy is even going to slow down. Let's have a look. I want to see it. It's not going to slow down. That's a perfect bypass there. A perfect bypass loop. Excellent. So that's good. So that'll give us hopefully a lot more cash. And then we can start paying off our money, our debts, and we should be able to actually have pretty full-on trains without having lots of people waiting. Yeah, it's going to be full. There's going to be more people waiting here. This one, yeah, this is going to be a full train, pretty much a full train without anybody left behind. Almost a full train there. Let's see. Nice, monies are coming in. Oh, excellent. Look at that. Look at that. Good numbers there. Good numbers. This line is really looking good. And we took all of them out, and we've got like 65 passengers on there, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I think that's exactly the right number. 70, there was a few left behind over there, but that's okay. Excellent. So there we go. So now we've optimized, well, it's not, you know, it's always improvements you can make, but we've kind of optimized for our current situation over here. Now, with them, as that money keeps rolling in, we will want to optimize some of our other bits and pieces. Most notably, I would like us to work on what's going on in the towns over here. So what we'll do, we will place our, okay, we'll keep it running so that we can get the money to come in. Where do I get my headquarters? Over here. So we will build our headquarters. And this thing is actually in the way. Okay, there it is. We will build our headquarters in Chaos Grad, and I'm kind of tempted to do it. We need to move it like this, right? And I'm kind of tempted to do it here next to the railway station. This is not quite downtown, is it? Downtown will be more in this part of town here. So maybe I should do it closer there. No, I do like it over here. I do like it over here, close to oversee our operation at the railway facility. So shift, we'll have it small increments there. Actually, it should probably be the other way around completely, like that. Yes, exactly right. So if we do something like this, that'll be the spot for our headquarters, right here next to the railway station. I think that's going to be pretty cool. There we go. Our headquarters is founded in Chaos Grad. Exact Chaos Transport. If you wanted us to have a different company name, now would be the time to put that in the comments down below. And then we'll do that. So Chaos Grad will be the center of our company network, and that's how it's going to be. Our money is looking pretty decent. Let's look at our finances and repay a couple of these guys. Just a little bit to get us into a number that makes a little bit more sense. I do like us to get that number down as much as we can. Okay, now, we don't have a ton of cash left because I'm just going to give it all back to the bank. But what I want us to do is see about what kind of road networks will work in this town. I paused it and I keep pausing it, and I probably shouldn't. Going to have good money continuously coming in. I like it. It's really good. So let's have a quick look at what our lines are doing in terms of financial performance. Look at that. Look at that. That is really good. All of our lines are doing a very decent job at making money. But obviously the rail lines are doing better than anybody else. I am a little concerned that we've only got 68 people out of possible 140 on these trains, because none of these trains should actually be at the station now. So how many? Only 34 on this one. Okay, so potentially we've over-optimized this thing and we've gone for overkill. So 34 on each, which hopefully will pick up again soon. Otherwise, it's not gonna be the most effective use of our cash. Okay, what I need to do is I need to finish off this block, and I'll do it a little bit further away. So let's get ourselves a little bit of a road. There's now, in the mods I've got, there are roads that I can build that doesn't actually allow buildings, but I'm not gonna do that just yet. We're just gonna do pretty standard straight road through there. something like that. So it's a little bit different. And then what I'll do is I'm going to get rid of that section there. So this is going to be kind of the situation. And what I'll do is I will kind of finish out this block over here. I was kind of wondering whether it should be a little bit of a bigger road, but maybe not. Should we go through there? I think if we wanted to, this is probably a good spot for us to do a crossing. So let's do a crossing over there. And what we'll do is we'll tie in this guy right there to kind of finish off that section. So this is going to be kind of what the improvements are like. I will go ahead and extend them a little bit through there so that if the town naturally expanded, it'll do the right thing there. Look, I didn't want to necessarily do these kind of things, and this is why we need to expand them. But for this one, I'm going to go ahead and pay for that, the removal of that little house there. It wasn't the intention. See, they keep doing this. Don't quite know why. I'm not going to worry about that too much. I'm just going to make sure that our main external roadways are pretty decent. I'm going to do that, and it's not going to be all blocky all the time. Actually, to be honest, this might be one of those where we may be able to give it a little bit of a turn in. So let's do something like that. We'll go ahead and get the curvature on there. We'll do that. There we go. Man, these things are going to be pricey. I want to upgrade this road here. There it goes. Immediately we're expanding over there. So let us see about upgrading to that kind of road. Two buildings were minorly moved there. Okay, now let's go back to the straight section here. I'm kind of tempted that we do a little something like that then instead. This should be, yeah, this should be pretty good. So let's run a road out that way. I do want this town to kind of expand into both directions there. We will continue a straight road like that. What I'll also do is I'll grab a little bit of rail line, because I don't want us to forget that a rail track needs to go in here also. And at some point that track needs to start turning, but it can go pretty straight through here. Also, we may want to do bridges at some point instead of these crossings, but we'll get there. We will get there. Okay, so now we've given ourselves a little bit more to work on. What I'll do is I will actually add some more road right here. Okay. Like so. That's pretty close together. And then what we'll do is we will expand that in here. Or yeah, that should be a decent connection. I will also go ahead and upgrade that little section there and that section over there, so we don't have any issues with it. We could potentially say, well, this is a big road. Actually, that should probably be our biggest road. So if we go about upgrading this, it'll actually remove a lot of the buildings. So we're not going to go ahead and do that. We may do a little a double one-way loop through here. And we may find ourselves in, ooh, there's a nice new train there. Not too expensive, that one. What we could do is we could actually extend, you know what, I'll do that now so that we don't forget we want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that section over there. So that's like a wider 4-lane street there. And then what we can do is at some point we can do one ways in here, right? I'm not sure, can we? Do I have any kind of mod or something, or is it a different thing? I'm not sure. Oh, one of the other things, we'll get to that a little bit later. Maybe it's something that comes along a little bit later. One of the things that I have actually managed to get the guys to actually park over here and use this section of the road, so that they just doesn't always use that. You only come to configure, and then what you do is you select these things. So these things kind of says, oh, it's bus in there. Is it there to stop there? This right hand stall, I think is what it's called there, will be on this side. So you just kind of play around with these to see where the stops are. So you can do multiple, you can do plenty of stops in here then. Anyway, that's working pretty well now. Money's looking pretty good. Should I repay a little bit more? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe we should rather look at our further improvement. Okay, so that's Chaos Grad over here. Actually, let's extend that out just a little bit more. I'm just worried this town grows quicker than we can actually keep our eye on it. So let's just extend that out a little bit more. So that's going to be like our main boulevard into town here. So hopefully the city can grow quite nicely in this section. Let's actually run that one through there also, and then we'll see how we potentially expand that area and have this one. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's going to be good. I think that's going to be good. It's a little block squarey kind of thing at the moment, but it should be okay. It should be okay. Let's do that. Let's tie in through there. It's a lot of grids. It's a lot of grids, and we do want stuff to be a little bit more interesting as we go forward. Okay, now let's quickly see what's going on with our lines over here. Oh, actually, let's go back to Genesis Town and quickly do a very similar thing over here by expanding our road network in all the right places. It's kind of part of what we're trying to achieve here. So let's run a section of road straight up through there. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that entire section of road. Okay, you know what I'm going to do here? In order for us to get stuff a little bit more interesting, let's do a little bit of a tie-in like that. Get it away from the rail a little bit. Okay, and then maybe we'll cut a bit of a straight line out that way. Okay, this guy can tie in over there. This guy can tie in over here and actually straight through to the other side there. Nice. And that gives us a nice little extra feature there. We can continue this section here as straight as possible. Let's try the straight tool instead. We can in fact squeeze it in there, which I'm very happy about. Even though it's not 100% straight, we can do something like this. A little bit of main roads like that. What we could do is we could actually expand this to be a pretty big road and kind of move the center of town a little bit in that direction. Let's do that. I do want us to put a big road every now and again. So let's go ahead and expand this one while we don't have anything on it. And similarly, we can go ahead and expand that one out of town in that direction. This is going to cost a lot of money to do that. So maybe just going to tie in like so. So this area can now be a fair bit bigger in terms of things like that. So let's tie in a little bit more of a local road in here then. We'll try and give ourselves a decent block size. That might be a little bit too big actually. Decent block size like so. And we'll do something like that. And then we'll do something like this. So a little bit more appropriate planning so that not all of the roads go onto the main busy streets over here. Okay, that should do the trick a little bit over there. This is going to be still that same kind of thing. Actually, this is probably worth us going another big one over here. So with a lot of big roads that we're planning out over here. I didn't want to necessarily go all the way. But anyway, and what we'll do is we'll tie up this one over there also. Now that's a good enough little section on that side. I would like us to continue this road here. Something like that should be decent. We'll tie that in on that side. We'll run this one down here. Actually, that's going to be really good. Actually, we'll just run it past there a little bit, so there's a little bit of expansion options for the town to grow itself. There you go, immediately. The moment I've kind of found that the moment you do a bit of this, the town starts naturally growing a little bit more. Okay, now I want to see in terms of coverage, are we getting everything? Okay, so there's a little section over here that we're not picking up. That's been picked up. All of this is picked up. All of this over here is picked up. So the only thing is there's a little bit over here that's not being picked up. And obviously we want continued expansion also. So maybe what I'll do is I'll go ahead and grab ourselves a little bus station over here. And we'll just plop one of them. What is the direction of travel? Oh, the direction of travel is in fact this way. So what we'll do, we'll go out here with one stop. We can obviously double up and do the other direction also, which if we had like a lot more people waiting, that may be in fact be what we want to do. Yeah, maybe that is what we want to do. Now let's pick it up and say, come on, let's grab this guy, Bex Local PT. And actually, let's rename that. So this will be road-based travel. It's going to be not Bex anymore. It's now going to be GNS Local. And this is passengers. Okay, there we go. GNS Local passengers. And we'll have them numbered, I believe. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. In terms of the line itself, after Mill Lane, I would like us to add the station of South Street. And that will pick up a few people over there and give us the ability to expand. That's good. And that's it. There we go. Okay, so that's been expanded. What we can do is we can loop into the other direction also. That could be quite useful, and then we can start running, as this town grows, we can start running additional kind of through movements and things like that also. So let's leave it there for the time being. Maybe all we need to do is add an additional vehicle. Maybe let's buy one more vehicle. Let's buy, and we were using these guys, right? We'll buy, I think, just one more vehicle for now, and we'll get that one to go to GNS Local. Excellent. So that should hopefully help us out a little bit more, get a few more people there. How many people on this train? Only 40 of 70, but our money is still it's still looking decent. I actually think what we should do is try and get ourselves to a reasonable level. So let's repay a little bit more here. Yeah, let's leave it at that for now. Okay, that's good. That's been a good repayment over there. Now, let's see. What are we missing over here? So this guy is delivering, but so there's a few bits and pieces that's not actually picking that up anymore. So I'm kind of tempted to just move that station out here a little bit. There are some industrial things over here. But if I move it over here just a little bit, we're going to pick up these couple of extras over here, I think. Ooh, and all the way over here. Oh, commercial. Okay, that's an industrial, but these are all commercials. So they don't need to be picked up. Right, this is only an industrial demand. Let's rename this one. So this will be, okay, this is going to be Ray, actually, is this all one line? Yeah, it's all one line. So it's going to be road-based. Okay, that's what it is. Road, and it's going to be CGD, because this is just a local area thing, and it is going to be construction materials. I'm just going to do it like that. So I want us to know what kind of line this is. So it's a road construction materials line in the proximity of Chaos Grad. Okay, so that's that line. Okay, so for now, I think that line is then pretty good. We'll double check to see if we need to increase the number of vehicles on there at all. Now, let's see. That's not actually picking up everything. This is almost picking up everything, but I think what we should do is move that line in there a little bit. And then on this side, are we picking up everything over here? We are still pretty much picking up everything, but I do think there is room for us to move this line out a little bit, but we still want to make sure that we are actually picking up the guys in the center. So this, let's rename this line as per our new naming convention. So this is road-based line, Chaos Grad Local, and this will be passengers. Okay, we'll number these a little bit. Maybe we'll do passenger 1, passenger 2, P1, P2, P3, something like that. Maybe that's exactly what we'll do. Okay, let's get a few extra stations in here. Okay, so this is where we're kind of running. So I'm thinking, let's put one stop in here next to the main road. Then we'll grab one over here somewhere. That should pick up most of it, because this is picking up any of things over here. And then we'll bring out one right over here somewhere, and that should pick up the rest. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. So we'll take these two out. We'll leave all of these in place because they'll cover a lot of that. And maybe in this instance, we'll look at the other direction. No, there's not enough people kind of hanging out over here. So let's get that line. We'll manage the line, please. Okay, so after, let's pause the game while we do this. After Victoria Street, we will add this station over here, Church Street. Then we will go ahead and add York Street. Then we will add Windsor Road over here. And then I would like to remove North Street. And I would like to remove Manchester Road. So that, I think, should give us a pretty decent collection of things. What I also would like us to do is maybe do the loop in the other direction. And this town is growing so much, we can start thinking of maybe, actually, maybe we should think about a cross little loop through here instead. We'll see. We'll see. I like it. Anyway, that should be fine. What we can do is we can get rid of those because we're actually paying for that. We'll see. Wow, look at that money. I like it. I like it. Let's repay at least another $1 million. So we get back to the 10 million mark, which is where we started out. There's a lot of people waiting to get on the bus over here. So maybe I think let's do the opposite direction here. Okay, so if we do opposite direction. Something like that. Like them to be exactly the same. Opposite direction over there. Yep, so now we've got the complete opposite direction loop. Oh, and we also want to add ourselves. Okay, so if I configure over here, so we've got the right hand stall, I think is what it is. So let's do the left hand stall as well. So that's the, oh, no. You shouldn't be stopping there, buddy. Okay, let's just get the line, and I just want to make sure that this line actually goes. I don't want it to do that side. So for Thornbury sidings, which we could probably change, I just want it to be on. No, why is it? Oh, 3. There we go. That's what I want. There we go. That's what I want. Now the other one will go on this side, and then we'll have potentially some other types of stuff that we do in there also. Now let's add another line, a new line, which will be called. It's a road line for CGD local P2. Yeah. Let's rename that other one. Okay, we'll get back to that now. So that's CG local. So let's add some stations. One over here, please. You go on to number 2. Thank you. Then we would like you to stop over there. And over there. And over here. And in that section there, and right there, and right there. Nice. So that's going to be the line. That's good. I would like us to change that color a little bit. I would like us to do maybe just a different, slightly different shade of green, so that it's kind of associated with the same one. Okay, good. I know there's ways of doing it all on the same line, doing it one direction and then the other direction, but I'd rather just do the 2. Now we'll go over here and we'll buy a ton more of these. How many vehicles do we have on this line? Just to see how many vehicles we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So let's buy an additional 7 vehicles over there. These guys, 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Buy, thank you. All of these please go to P2. Good, excellent. I like our convention of P2. Now it's clear to know we're not using colors or anything to deal with it. Just want to pick up this one quickly and just call this line P1. There we go. Excellent. I do like our new convention. It is starting to make sense to me. All our lines have now been named. We can clearly see who's making money and from what kind of goods it is, all these kind of things. That one will take a little bit of time to get up to speed with making money. We're not running at capacity on the passenger line, so that's also an interesting one for us. But there we go. We've got a fair bit going on over here. As a final thing, I think we're not going to be able to connect an extra good, so that'll be the main focus of the next one, to try and maybe I'm very keen to start connecting up fuel over here. I think this could be a good line. We could even look at maybe grabbing actually ship transport for the crude oil to the refinery, and then something up here. it could become part of a, it could become, so if the main line runs down here, it could become a little part of a little branch line that we do here. Could work quite well, a little branch line here for rail in the future. And I would like us to look at actually getting that expanded to the other side there as well. So if fuel is delivered over here, I would like us to make sure that fuel can go all the way to Chaos Ground over there also. And so that's something that I'm quite interested in. But before we go and do that, I want to check up on this line here. So this guy is not moving enough product. And I think there's actually new vehicles that we can potentially use here. So these vehicles are running at like 25 kilometers an hour. If we go over here, I don't need to pause it all the time though, in 5 vehicles, and we're going with cargo. Yeah, we've got the Benzes, and the Benzes are much quicker. So I think we should just get the Benzes in there. They also carry at least two chunks more. These guys can carry everything. Oh, this one can carry a little bit more actually, and it can carry, oh, it cannot carry, yeah, we'll have to use those because these can't carry the stone. These can't carry the stone. It can carry the construction materials, but not the stone. So we'll have to use these ones, which is a little bit of a bummer. But anyway, I do think we'll swap them all out. Let's quickly have a look at, just before we do that, let's quickly have a look at the line. So we're currently not using even half the production. And over here we are we're not even using a third of the production over here. So we can use a fair bit more. Transport is at 38%, transport is at 100%, but our production is fairly low based on what we're getting in here. Okay, so let's grab this. We'll manage vehicles on this line, please. So we'll select all of them, and I would like to replace the selected vehicles with these guys, and that's going to cost us 1.5 million. I'm happy to pay for that. Thank you. Let's get the nice bigger ones in there. Now, how many vehicles do we have on this? We've got 20 on there. Let's add an extra 10 to that also. So I'll go here. We'll buy another 10 of them. Actually, let's quickly see, before we do that, how much of this are we using? We're pretty much giving it everything it needs, but maybe then the next step for us is to find a way of dropping it off here and running a train to the other side. I think that'll actually be quite helpful. Okay, let's see. Can I am tempted to do maybe a little cargo station section over here. Anyway, let's just stick to one idea at a time. We're gonna buy 10 more of these guys. 10 more. Thank you. And we will assign you guys to the construction materials line at Chaos Ground. So there you go. Please continue to expand our capabilities over there. Then I want to check over here. I'm going to try and keep these episodes at around 45 minutes per episode. So that's where we're heading about now. That should be a pretty decent number. Under 1 million though, which is not great, and that's not filled up yet again. Let's quickly see. What are we... Actually, let's see. The finances for the train. We are making money, but it's not that good anymore. If we go to the line instead, the finances for the line is... Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty decent at the moment, but yeah, we do need to make sure that we continue to expand these towns. If we don't continue to supply the goods to these towns and get them to grow, it'll be quite difficult for us to really expand our usage over there. I am tempted to get another big road that runs into this direction here. It should probably be this one. Let's quickly do that. I keep getting distracted, aren't I? So let's expand this piece of road here. That'll cost us too much, so we're not going to expand that anymore. We may decide to run a pretty big one. Let's do that. Let's run a pretty big one around here, so that connects, and then we'll expand this one as a big road in that direction also. So this area can grow a fair bit. Let's continue to do that, and we'll expand that section in there as well. So we have a little bit of a bypass, big road running around through here. Okay, that's fine. Now, if I configure this station, I want to look about potentially adding a little bit of track here that could be maybe a siding for goods. So if we do, let's. Yeah, I'm a little worried about it, but if we do, so our trains aren't that long just yet, but if we do that entire section there, and then we'll tie it in over here, okay, we can do maybe a goods drop-off area right here. So let's see about whether that could work. I want to have it look, yeah, so that's pretty decent. Then as a platform, we would like a cargo platform. Something like this. Yeah, so now we've got a cargo station in here, and of course from a cargo building perspective we do need to give it a little bit of an access somewhere, right? There we go. We can give it an access over here and over there, so all of this should now be able to pick up. So excellent. So that can in fact be what I don't like though is what I'm seeing over here. Okay, let's get this train out of the way. We'll quickly fix that. But that is a little bit of a problem. Because that's obviously not gonna work, is it? Get the train out of here a little bit more. Now, let's quickly see. I'm sure we can't. I'm very sure this won't work, right? Yeah, of course not. Okay, let's fix that. Let's fix that quickly. I'm going to get rid of the road as a first instance, and we'll trim the track back a little bit. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just configure the station by adding more track in here. Okay, something like that. What I'll do is I will actually go ahead and extend the passenger platform just a little bit over here. Maybe like 2 of them over there, and then we'll see what we do with the rest of that. But anyway, we'll extend that just a tad. Now I just want to make sure that let's just trim that back completely so that we have a nice run in there. Okay, so we're using that track at the moment. That's not bad. Let's pay for that. What I want us to do is I want us to also maybe run this one out like this, and we'll run that one out like so. Yeah, can't complain about that too much. And then we will just tie them all in here as a bit of a... Oh, they don't want to... Anyway, that's it. We'll just leave it like that for now. That's going to be fine. Whether we cut across here, we can. Let's get the road in there and see if that does in fact work. It does work to cut in there, and that's maybe the appropriate spot because that connects right over here. So now we've got a bit of that going on. So what we can do is we can extend this line to drop off over here, and the rest of that can then be put on a rail service to go elsewhere. Yeah, to go to Genesis Town. Okay, how's that? I want to tie these together. That looks like a decent one to tie in. Let's quickly grab this road. We'll give it a bit of a curve, and we'll... Oh, it's a small road, is it? Give it a small road? No, let's go with the big one. Okay. Start it off like that, and then we'll turn it in here. Should be fine. Let's upgrade the rest of that. Should be fine. Okay, good. Now, okay, I think that is probably going to be it. We do need to improve this a little bit. Is that going up? That is going up tremendously. Is this going up? Yeah, up. Yeah, it's moving. It's moving. Okay, that's very good. How is the line's profitability? Oh man, that went up enormously. Well, that is actually dropping quite a lot, but I do like what we're getting out of these guys as well. It's pretty good. Nice. And our town should continue to grow. That's stagnating at 500, but I believe these are really good. if we go by size, yeah, Genesis Town really needs a little bit more expansion. We do need to get goods out there so that they can expand a little bit more. That's going to be the thing. Okay, guys, I'm going to call it there. It's been a 50-minute episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit that like button if you do. I do encourage you all to join the planning committee, either on the comments in YouTube or at the Discord. And I will see you in the next one. Oh, actually, we haven't actually discussed what we will be continuing we want to connect in another good in the next one, right? So if you have thoughts, I think the fuel line, if there's anything else you think we should do, we should probably look for something like food, but I think fuel is going to be the easiest one. We've got some food options out over here, but that's probably going to be a bit pricey. So please do let us know what you think of our current expansions. Planning committee, please discuss what we need to do next. I think the good connection is definitely on the cards for that, and potentially moving goods from here to there. Okay, thank you so much. Join us in the discussions, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.